Beyond January sunsets, through golden doors of mercy, beside empty gardens lie mysterious mountains of wonder. Around timeless treasures hidden throughout the ancient realms, among carpenters, cobblers, and assassins, life blooms brilliant and wicked all at once. Underneath, pale green rainbows. Below, lemon trees and haystacks. Behind summer's picket fences, masks and shields hold heaven hostage. Before hallowed altars, over blood-caked ruins of forgotten eras, of peopled nations, lovers struggle to nourish an unknown future. Between the years we've lived and loved, before we named and claimed each other within our fantasies of selves, God stuff swirled as invisible thought. Waiting to be born. That which is above is from that which is below, and that which is below is from that which is above, working the miracle of one. The microcosm and the macrocosm dance together. One works into many. Small acts create big change. What occurs within occurs throughout. As above, so below is a project of both external and internal process. It is about cultivating a right relationship with land, vocation, family, and self. My activism work emphasized process instead of product. It rested in the notion of small acts, big change, inspired by the work of Carolee Sanchez and Eduardo Duran, who advocate for attitudinal shifts in consciousness and the creation of a land-based mythos, one that seeks to remedy a spiritual and physical orphanhood from land, a spiritual and physical orphanhood from self. This is an important shift, for it was an intentional act to bring in not only my numinous highs, but my capacity to experience devastating, interrupted lows caused by episodes of depression. My attitudinal shifts in consciousness morphed into an ongoing ceremony of rooted acceptance and honesty. I cannot respirit that which I cannot hold in compassion. Therefore, my activism work was about how I showed up. This land-based mythos is deep conversation with the present moment, with a living earth, a living sky, with human bodies, in the endeavor to respirit. It is about deep listening to the environment and recognizing that each and every soul has its own story, and together we create collective stories. My story is but one in a galaxy of stories, and it picks up when the grasp of a depressive episode wanes, and I enter into a hybrid space where the ascent begins. Therein lies my choice point in this tender and tenuous time. As above, so below. I live on land considered an ecotone, a place where two differing physical systems meet. They create dramatic shifts in the land. Plains meet mountains here. This is also the place where systems of living land met systems of manifest destiny. As I contemplate the devastation that a manifest destiny consciousness has had on this land and on its people, I cannot help but feel the gravity of such dissociation and devastation and lament. It is within my own physical body as well as other physical bodies. Colonization leaves no body unchanged. Therefore, my first step in respiriting started with a redefinition of transcendence, from that being that which I ascend to that which I root down into the present moment to experience. Creation of this mythos means eradicating notions of split, of binary, of conflict. It would mean bravely bringing all of myself into each and every moment. What became clear to me is that my spiritual and psychological healing was not going to happen in any linear way, but rather in multi-directions and with tempo and dynamism. The spirit of healing is alive. My passion for outward expressions of activism in the world is not new. It is something that was ingrained in me as I accompanied my family to labor rallies in Pennsylvania at early ages. However, while my expression of activism in the world is current and continuous, I wanted to take this opportunity to deepen and to polish and to hone and to contemplate the ways in which I can benefit from this attitudinal shift in consciousness that I am sitting with. As a resident coordinator for Samaritan House Homeless Shelter, as well as an advocate for Homeless Out Loud and an outreach advocate for Planned Parenthood, I sit and counsel with people who are facing some of the most difficult experiences of their lives, and experiences that can have the potential to de-spirit a person. If I bring in my own tenderness and struggle with de-spiriting, right relationship can occur. My work with the Interfaith Alliance of Colorado is new and has offered me opportunities to take my activism to the legislative level, as well as work within the Women's Ordination Conference to assist in eradicating sacralized misogyny within the Catholic Church. My advocacy for women's ordination deepened as I began to read about post-colonial and feminist Christian methodology. While women's ordination does not necessarily imply a post-colonial perspective, it feels a responsible activism when one puts into perspective the imperialist influence and abuse the Catholic Church has had on the world. As my advocacy work led me back to the doorsteps of the Catholic Church, a conflict within me arose. Do I really want to be affiliated with a religion of empire? Do I, in the spirit of re-spiriting that which has been despirited, mean a renegotiation with the Catholic Church as well? If I am to walk this attitudinal shift in consciousness with integrity, it means negotiating these places that are the darkest. Interestingly, with my deepening of my land-based mythos, this ritualized attempt to right relationship with a living earth, I was able to surrender into this Catholic question and receive clarity. I recognized then that I needed to confront my inability to forgive. I needed to confront my inability to move forward due to the destabilizing anger that I've held on to, an anger that informs my own land, my own body and spirit. Therefore, in the intention to re-spirit that which is despirited, I would need to re-spirit a movable, breathable, malleable understanding of the Catholic Church. It's not about saving structures from inevitable collapse, but rather it is about freeing up my psychic, spiritual, and physical space to hold in compassion the sacred life-affirming qualities that are universal and not rooted in a dissociative transcendence. As above, so below.
My little life-bound friend, what can I speak? Your mind is tied in gravity as deep as the ocean. much more, there's so much more. My little life,
My personal activism is about establishing a right relationship with the land that I live on, understanding my location as someone whose line is from immigrants, understanding that this land-based mythos that I create rests within a hybrid space. It rests within a space that can only deepen when one acknowledges and sees the land in its multi-layered realities, which include systematic oppression, development, excavation, and yes, reconciliation. In my walks and hikes, in my attempts to recycle and learn the ways of the high altitude soil for permaculture, in my desire to befriend and start relationships with the birds around my home, including hawks and crows and geese, I was able to understand that the rhythm of the land and the rhythm of my own body are not different. They dance and respond to each other.
my little life-bound friend. What can I say? What can I say? So much more.
In honing my recycling, in being more conscious with food choices,
My little life-bound,
in always considering sustainability as an opportunity to physically re-spirit,
my little life-bound,
I continue this activism way beyond the confines of this project.
life-bound, my little life, my little.
In the creation of my land-based mythos, I discovered a language, an ancient language not of words and gesture and phrase, but of feeling, of offering, of ritual. In my learning how to re-spirit myself, re-spirit those parts I don't like, I offer you a glimpse into me in my perfect imperfection. Underneath the surface lies a bleeding heart, yet bright eyes, allowing the sun to kiss my face and the wind to blow my hair. I re-spirit myself. And may I honor this land. And while it is not the land of my ancestors, I hold the memories. I hold the memories of the loss, of the devastation. I hold the memories of the mourning. I see, and I am sorry. And now if I can tell myself that same thing, I see, and I forgive, and I am sorry. As above, so below. Love and gratitude to the south and the east and the north and the west, to the above and the below, and to within my heart.